Town Hall 9. This is actually not my own creation, but is rather just a modification of a popular defensive setup known as the Tempest by a poster on the Supercell forums with the handle ORZ, or ORZ. And if I remember correctly, ORZ is supposed to be some sort of Japanese emoticon. It's somewhat sarcastic. It's a person kneeling in forgiveness. If you put an O or a 0 and an RZ next to each other, it kind of looks like a person laying down. It's a little side bit. With that said, this build has been modified slightly, and here's what I've done. If you go ahead and Google the Tempest, you'll see the original build, but the original build had a slightly different wall set up here and had the drill on the outside of the base. I found over time I've just lost way too much Dark Elixir. You probably your drill gets hit every day if you leave it outside your base, and 300 Dark Elixir a day or so from a full drill, that really adds up. So I moved that inside the base and I had to modify some of the walls. The other thing I did was, now that the big bomb has been buffed, or the giant bomb has been buffed, there's no reason to have all 3 big bombs here, like in the original Tempest build. I went ahead and moved one here, and I only refilled this when my Dark Elixir is full. I only rearmed this because it's kind of expensive to rearm a big bomb. As you can see, the rearm cost is already $17.50. And I also moved a bunch of the bombs down to the Dark Elixir. I moved the Dark Elixir in some, so that way if somehow these walls get broken through, goblins or barbarians are going to trigger these bombs if they're going to hit your Dark Elixir. And since I've moved this, my Dark Elixir is actually and wiped me, but it hasn't happened yet, and I will show you proof. So here are the key features of this base. One, it has a very elaborate funnel, so it's very hard to attack this with giants. If you attack from the top with giants, the giants will funnel down towards these structures here, or this way. If you attack from the bottom, they'll go up here. And you just have to break through if you attack from the very bottom, you break through a wall and you don't get any towers, so there's many towers to get towards down here to make a room for it. I don't like that, because with the clan castle down at spot, sometimes giants will proc the clan castle at either of those 2 towers. Much better to keep the clan castle up, never gets procced early. I guess the biggest weakness, or there's 2 real weaknesses to this build. One is that you do have 3 storage units kind of on the outside. And a good player, if you get really full on gold or elixir, whatever's on the outside, they're going to take, they're going to drop 2 or 3 giants or 20 barbarians here, drop a couple wall breakers, break in there, do the same exact thing here, and then they'll flood in with goblins or archers and just snipe, door sweep of one type to keep your Dark Elixir protected. Your Dark Elixir almost never gets hit with this build. I can actually remember the last time was about a month ago that my Dark Elixir actually got hit. And what the player did was he dropped one rage spell right on this wall, came in with wall breakers, lots of barbarians, lots of barbarians. You can put the town hall in there for wars, and I'll actually show you my war layout. It's slightly different. I actually used the original Tempest wall layout for wars. Again, if I was attacking the space, I would be attacking it from right here or right here if you ever run into it. That's definitely its weakness. That's very useful as well. So here's what the wall layout looks like with no buildings on the inside, just for your reference. And you can also Google the Tempest or follow the link to the original thread in the description, and that'll show you the original wall layout as well. But I did modify these 2 walls, so just keep that in mind with this particular build. Okay, now I'm going to actually show you that it is effective. So if you look at my defense log, so you can see that I've actually haven't been hit in forever. This is actually the most anyone's ever done, and this is actually a Town Hall 9 that used a spell and 2 hero units. I'll actually show that replay in a bit, but just going through, you can see that this is just people picking off my collectors. There's no one that's actually gotten into the base. Lightning spells do take Dark Elixir. You can't do anything to stop that. This guy actually did not get into the center of my base. He took out like a collector and a half that was on the outskirts, and this is from the drill, and this is from the mines. So he took out like that collector and that collector, and I used to have my elixir on the outside, but I switched over recently. And that's one good thing about this build. Whatever you have the most resource of, you put on the inside. So this was actually, I was on vacation, and I just had full collectors, and he used lightning spells on my storage. So just lots of small attacks, lots of storage attacks. Again, full storages, he just hit me. Full storages when I wasn't around. Lightning spells on my collector. So this guy actually got me with a full drill and 3 lightning spells information. I usually don't have everything boosted. Okay, so here you get to see the funnel in action. A bunch of those giants are going to get lost, so that's always very nice. Clan Castle, this is before I moved the Clan Castle, so these units procced a little bit earlier than they normally would now, but nonetheless. So that's just this base in action. I hope you found this video helpful. Town hall in the center, but most importantly, I keep the Clan Castle here. I don't move that, and I just stick some of the storage unit on the outside since it's not really needed on the inside. And that's about it. I do like to keep this cluster of bombs here because this will kill hog riders, which you will sometimes get attacked with in wars. And as you can see, the wall structure is the original Tempest here. This is the original Tempest setup. Drills on the outside. So that's about it for this video, guys. I hope you found it helpful, and go ahead and subscribe for more Clash of Clans guys.